What's up, everybody? Justin here to do a new countdown video. This is going to be a 3-part series of new countdown videos. It's January 2nd. It's a new year, so I have a lot of new videos planned for 2018. More live reactions, more countdowns, more predictions to pay-per-view shows and reviews. I will be reviewing New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Kingdom 12. I will review that on Thursday, the morning after I watch it. And I'll probably upload it Thursday night. But this is a new countdown. It has to do with the Raw 25th anniversary. This is part 3. Or not part 3, this is part 1. This is part 1 of my 3-part series, the top 25, because Raw is turning 25 years old in about, I think 3 weeks. Raw's turning 25. So this is a top 25 my favorite Monday Night Raw matches. My favorite Raw matches, in my opinion. You have your own favorites? Put them down in the comments. Some of your favorite Raw matches in the comments. And like, comment, share, and subscribe, by the way. I would appreciate it. So, top 25 Raw matches. Up first, we have number 25 would be Stone Cold Steve Austin. When he was on top during the Attitude Era, I was a huge fan of his. He was definitely my favorite wrestler. Stone Cold Steve Austin against Kane. After the King of the Ring 1998, Stone Cold against Kane. Kane was WWF champion. Pretty shockingly, he won the title at the King of the Ring. But Kane was only champion for 24 hours. Because Stone Cold Steve Austin won back the title, defeated Kane, got a huge pop, huge reaction when Stone Cold won the title back. I thought it was a good match. And I didn't care that Kane was only a 24-hour champion, because I wanted Stone Cold to get it back. So number 25 would be Stone Cold against Kane. The Raw after the King of the Ring. 98. I don't have a date, but it was in June after the King of the Ring pay-per-view. Number 24. Another Stone Cold match. Stone Cold Steve Austin against The Undertaker from, I think, June or July. Either June or July of 1999. Stone Cold against The Undertaker. I believe it's the main event of Raw for the WWF Championship. Stone Cold wins the WWF Championship back again on Raw. He did it in 98. And he did it again in 99. Defeats The Undertaker, wins the WWF Championship back in June or July on an episode of Raw. Number 23. Nature Boy Ric Flair in a very early edition of Raw. Probably like episode 2 or 3 or 4. Ric Flair against Mr. Perfect is number 23. Loser leaves WWE match. The loser had to leave the WWF. At the time it was WWF. So loser had to leave the company. Ric Flair lost. He had to leave the WWF. And of course, he went back to WCW. That was in January 93. The first month of Raw that a loser leaves WWF match. Ric Flair lost. Mr. Perfect stayed. And Mr. Perfect stayed till around the end of 96. And he showed up and signed with WCW in 97. Number 22. Mankind against The Rock for the WWF Championship. December 98. Might have been the last episode of 98. I know it's in December. It was after the Rock Bottom In Your House pay-per-view. Mankind defeated The Rock to win his first, or it might have been January 4th, 99 episode. So I think it was in 99. Mankind defeats The Rock to become the WWF champion for the first time ever. The crowd loved it. He got a huge pop. Stone Cold interfered, hit The Rock with a chair. Mankind wins the WWF title. And then The Rock, a little bit of backstory. In history, The Rock and Mankind would go back and forth trading the WWF title. The Rock won it back at Royal Rumble 99. I'm just going off the top of my head. I think he won it back at Royal Rumble 99. Then they had, after the Royal Rumble, they had a empty arena match for the WWF title. It was Halftime Heat, episode of Sunday Night Heat, during halftime of the Super Bowl. And it was damn entertaining. Empty arena match, and I believe Mankind won the WWF title back at Halftime Heat. And then I believe The Rock won it back again, I think at St. Valentine's Day Massacre. I could be wrong about that. But I know The Rock won it back going into WrestleMania 15 and 99. So number 22 is Mankind against The Rock, where Mankind won his first WWF championship. I guess it was January 99, but I thought it was the end of December 98. Number 21. On this part 1, I'll be doing 10 of my favorite matches. Part 2, I'll do 10 more. Part 3, I'll do the final 10. This is 25 to 15. Number 21, Triple H against Ric Flair on a Raw episode from May 2003. Again, I don't have all the dates. I know it was in May 2003. And Flair cut a pretty epic promo backstage on Triple H. Cut a very good promo on him. Said, "I'm the Nature Boy. I still got it. And tonight I'm going to kick your ass and take the World Heavyweight Championship." And they had a very good match. So that's number 21. May 2003, Triple H, Ric Flair. Number 20. Number 20. I do have the date of this episode of Raw. Number 20 is from 2002, October. Number 20 is from October 7th, 2002. October 7th, 2002. TLC match on Raw from October 7th, 2002. It was very good. It was a car crash. It was a car wreck. It was exciting. There was a lot of high spots, a lot of tables broken, a lot of chairs used, a lot of ladders used. It was TLC on the October 7th, 2002 episode of Raw. It was actually voted Raw's greatest match on this DVD, the Raw 10th anniversary. It was voted. They had an award show kind of. They were giving out awards. I believe fans voted for a lot of these awards. Anyways, they had like an award show at the World, or used to be known as WWF New York, the restaurant. It was like a club restaurant. They had the awards there at the World. I guess they still owned or rented the building or the space. Anyways, Raw's 10th anniversary, this show is a long time ago. Very long time. 15 years ago was Raw's 10th anniversary, because we're coming up on Raw 25. So, number 20 is TLC from October 7th, 2002. Number 19. I really enjoyed this match because it was two all-time greats, two legends, two legendary names in wrestling. From either May, I don't have the month. I could look it up, but I don't feel like looking it up. I know it's from May, June, or July in 2002. Nature Boy Ric Flair against Hulk Hogan. I enjoyed it. It wasn't a great match. It was only like 10 minutes, 9 minutes. But I still enjoyed seeing them face off. Two iconic names in wrestling. Two iconic WWE legends facing off on an episode of Raw. I enjoyed it. So number 19, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan from 2002. Number 18, Razor Ramon. Very early episodes of Raw. Razor Ramon against the 1-2-3 Kid from May 1993. Nobody knew who the 1-2-3 Kid was. He was used on WWF TV. I believe his name was The Kid. And he had some other names. But then they started calling him the 1-2-3 Kid. Because he defeated Razor Ramon. Now, the Kid at the time, 1-2-3 Kid, he was really skinny. Did barely had any muscle mass. But it didn't matter. The guy's exciting and good in the ring. Sean Wadman was very good in the ring when he started his career. Or when he made his WWF debut, he was very good. He's exciting. He's a high flyer. It was cool. And he was like looked at as a jobber. And Razor Ramon dominated most of the match. It was in the Manhattan Center, and 1-2-3 Kid pulls off a moonsault, does a backflip. Razor turns around. The Kid does a backflip. 1-2-3. The 1-2-3 Kid wins. Shockingly, the crowd explodes. It was a great moment in Monday Night Raw history. I'll never forget it. So number 18 is Razor Ramon against the 1-2-3 Kid from May 93. Now number 17 is the first women's match. Makes this countdown of my top 25 Raw matches. My favorite Raw matches. Number 17 is Trish Stratus against Lita. Lita, the first ever women's Raw main event from December 6th, 2004. Trish Lita made history. First women to main event an episode of Monday Night Raw. It was a pretty damn good match, and it was awesome. I enjoyed it. I was a big fan of Trish. Loved her to death. She's one of my favorites of all time. And I really enjoyed Lita also. So number 17 is Trish Stratus against Lita. December 6th, 2004 episode of Raw. And it was a main event. And it should have been. Because they were good enough to be put in that spot. Number 16. Number 16 now. I'm going to bring up a name that a lot of people, you might hate the guy, and you have a right to. You might never be a fan of the guy again. You might not be able to watch his matches, but he's no longer with us. Because the guy did a murder-suicide. Killed his family, and then he killed himself. I don't believe in that conspiracy theory shit that Benoit didn't do it. But number 16 is a Chris Benoit match because the guy's a great worker. No matter what he did. And it's awful what he did. But I'm talking about him as a wrestler. I'm not talking about what he did. Just look at him as a wrestler and look at some of the good matches he had. Or try to. If you I don't know, if you think the guy is just a murderer and didn't do anything before and wasn't a good wrestler before, I mean, come on, be honest with yourself. The guy was a damn good wrestler and damn good worker. It's awful what he did, but I'm just talking about his wrestling career. Number 16 is Chris Benoit against Triple H. June, maybe July. June or July 2004. episode of Raw. It was an Iron Man match. And it was damn good for the World Heavyweight Championship. That is number 16. The final match of this part 1. Top 25 favorite Raw matches. Number 15 is Bret the Hitman Hart. And he was never my favorite. He was never my favorite wrestler. I respect him. But he was never my favorite. I always thought Shawn Michaels was better. And I was always a Shawn Michaels fan over Bret Hart. But Bret Hart was a great worker. And he was a great world champion. Bret Hart defending the WWF Championship against the 1-2-3 Kid from, I think, July 4th. I'm going to look it up. I think it's July 4th, 94. They had a very good match on a very early episode of Raw. Raw was only over 1 year old. So I'm going to find the date. I think it's in July 94. So let me see if I can find the date here. It's from August. No, that's not it. Trying to... How can I find the date? July 11th. July 11th, 1994, Bret Hart defended the title against the 1-2-3 Kid. And they had a hell of a WWF Championship match. It was very good. If you haven't seen it, watch it on the network. The July 11th, 94 episode of Raw. Bret Hart, 1-2-3 Kid for the title. It was very good. 1-2-3 Kid shined. In losing, he didn't look weak. Bret Hart really put him over, made him look strong, I thought. And 1-2-3 Kid did a lot of great stuff in there. He caught Bret Hart off guard. Came kind of close to winning the title. So that's my number 15. Favorite Raw match from July 11th, 94. Bret Hart, 1-2-3 Kid. This ends part 1 of my top 25 favorite Raw matches ever. So I'll do part 2, and then I'll do another part 3. Hope you enjoyed this part 1 of my top 25 favorite Raw matches. I did 25 down to 15. Raw 25, 25th anniversary is coming up very soon. I'm really excited for it. Bye for now, everybody.